Hello. You're doing the Russian, Daria?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Okay. Um, something interesting going on in my body right now. So class might be a little faster than usual. Um, yeah, there's not that many questions. I just won't be as chatty, but I hope it's not too fast for our translators. Thank you. All right. Course 15, class 2, question 1. Panitova, please read.
Yes. In his answer to the Bodhisattva in the commentary on the true intent of the sutras, Lord Buddha states that he was referring to three different lakhs of things when he said that no existing object at all had any nature of its own. Name these three. Tibetan track in Tibetan.
Yeah. Um, do you know them? Do you know the three lacks, Anastasia?
I think no, because I don't know of course 15.
Oh, okay. Well, in Tibetan, they're Kuntak, Shamwang, and Yongdrup.
Oh,
Um, yeah, Kuntak, lack of existing by any nature? No, I think Yongdrup's any nature. Kuntak is lack of existing by definition, and Shenwang is lack of existing through any causes? Or let's get it down. Yeah, lack of any definitive nature. Uh-huh. Lack of any nature of growing. I said causes, but that's similar. And lack of any nature of being ultimate. Okay. Um, all right. So lack of any definitive nature. Tseni, ngo, ni, mepa. Mepa, mm, lack of any. Ngo, ni, nature. Tseni, definitive. Uh, a lack of any nature of growing. Uh, kewa, ngo, ni, mepa. Mepa, lack, ngo, nature, kewa, growing, starting, happening. It could be changing, but growing's better. A lack of any nature of being ultimate. Tundam ngo ni mepa. Mepa, lack, no ni, nature. Tundampa. Tundampa ngo ni mepa. Tundampa is ultimate. Okay. Uh, so he just did the lacks. He didn't do the names of each one. I think that's what he's gonna do now. Um, Tui, do you want to read?
yes.
Okay. Please read.
Name the famous three achievers which from the cornerstone of the deep life of the mind only schools and which relate to the three different lack of things mentioned in question 1. After naming them,
the bright fire.
Briefly.
Briefly. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, name the famous three attributes which form the cornerstone of the beliefs in the mind-only school. Yeah, I already answered this. Does anybody know them? Good.
Kundak, Shenwan, and Yondrup.
Good. Perfect. What's the English? What's contact?
Imaginary,
Yeah, imagine thing. What's Shenwang?
dominating,
Yeah, dominated thing, cause thing. Yeah. And what's Yongdrup?
emptiness, like totality.
Yeah, it refers to emptiness, but it's like totality, or Geshe calls it the result of the computations nowadays. But yeah, totality. hmm Yeah, constructs. Okay, Tui, read this.
Construct the reason of growth of mental image
What?
through which
Words.
words,
Words.
words,
Words.
words,
Better. Go ahead.
yeah, or mental image through which we perceive work, the world. The reason can correspond to existing or to non-existing things. Contact.
Yeah, kunta. Yeah, dependent things, changing things which come from causes and conditions. Shenwang. And totality, meaning emptiness, the lack of existence, a particular non-existing form of constructs that applies to all objects, especially to dependent ones. Yeah. Yongjuk. All right, good. Number three. Uh, Xuan? Xuan? Okay. Milan?
Hello.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Control.
Can't hear you.
Hello.
Just barely hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. Contrast asset to lack any definitive natural explains what it means in the mind only school when we say this and then contract it to what we mean in the
Contrast, not contrast.
contrast
Yes, S
it
is good.
it to what we mean in the middle way school when we say this.
Good. Very good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, mine only has two kinds of quintaks. Completely, ones that have no basis and ones that have a basis. Uh, ones that were completely imagined and made up, and ones that are just have a basis, but whose name can be whose name has no definitive nature. So it's just it's just thoughts which you put on something which either does or does not exist. Middle way, it's just everything comes from seeds, and that's imputed upon raw data, which also comes from seeds, as an image coming from your mind. I'll read it. Mind only school. A thing lacks any definitive nature when it is only a construct of names and terms, words and mental pictures. When it does not exist from its own side through some unique nature of its own. of all the things taken in by the three attributes, the fact that things like any definitive nature only applies to constructs. Those independent things in totality do not exist by definition. Yeah. Yeah. Names and terms. Middle way says an object lacks any definitive nature when we look for it independent of its mental label or name and cannot find anything. No object in the universe has any definitive nature. Yeah. So mine only thinks some objects have some nature, but the ones that come from names and terms don't. Okay.
I'm sorry, can I ask a question?
Oh, here we go. What?
Um, in the mind-only school, it says those independent things in totality do exist by definition or do not exist by definition, and there's a typo. It is do?
Yes, we just did that.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Thank you.
Only A does not have any definitive nature. Kontak. Okay.
Right. Thanks.
Shenwangs have a lack of any nature of growing because they're caused, and Yongdrup has a lack of any nature of being ultimate because it is ultimate.
Okay.
But their natures are definitive. This is definitively ultimate, and this is definitively caused.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know it's mind only is a mind bender. Um, I'm like, mind only is confusing and annoying. Geshe like, you all got books that are like you. I'm like, That's accurate. All right. It's helpful. People actually think this stuff. They really do. People are like, why? I remember some class, someone's like, who would believe that? Like, why would you believe some things had a nature? Because when you're not philosophizing, when you're not just thinking to yourself in a Dharma class, you constantly think things have a nature of their own. The ground when you walk on it, the person yelling at you, the car when you try to start it, all those things you think have a nature, either innately or intellectually, or both. Unless you are Arya Buddha, somewhere between Arya and Buddha. Okay, number 4. Explain for each of these attributes why it is that they can be described as the corresponding lack of a self nature. Don't forget to keep your mind only school hat. I gave away my mind only school hat. I don't know. I don't understand the question. For each of these three attributes, why is it that they can be described as the corresponding lack of self nature? I don't know. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, the dog needed me. Okay. Why is it that they can be described as the corresponding lack of self nature? I don't know. I didn't understand the question. Oh, I see. They're just saying which each one. Okay, that's fine. I get it now. Why can kuntaks have no definitive nature? Because they're just names and terms. Why do shenwangs have lack any nature of growing? Because they come from causes. And why is Yongdrup have any lack of being ultimate. Um, because it is ultimate, because I don't know how to put that one. Because it is the thing that it is the nature that is ultimate. I don't know how to say that last one. Let's read it. All right, Mike, you read these because I know you're dying to understand all this.
I really am. Like, constructs don't have any definitive nature because they are only constructs of names and terms, words and mental pictures. They do not exist from their own side through some unique nature of their own.
Okay,
Depend
got that one. Next.
Dependent things don't have any nature of growing because they never grow by themselves, but rather by virtue of other factors.
Okay, got that one. This last one.
Totality is the lack that both dependent things and totality itself has of being ultimate. Dependent things are not the thing perceived by the direct perception of emptiness, and so are not an unchanging ultimate. Totality is the precise lack of an ultimate in the sense of a self-nature, a lack of what emptiness denies. Constructs also lack a nature of being ultimate, but are not delved into much here since few people who understood them as imaginary would mistake them for ultimate.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's basically what I said. Although in this part is totality is the precise lack of an ultimate in the sense of a self nature, a lack of what emptiness denies. Yeah. Okay. It's ultimate because it's ultimate because it doesn't have any self nature. I've done this course like 5 times. My brain hurts. How many are there? 6? Okay. Okay, Mike, I hope that plants some seeds for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Huyen, please read this.
Yeah, hi teacher and everyone. Describe briefly Tsongkhapa's refutation of the idea of the Zhuangpa school of the Tibet that change the totality or emptiness is a self-standing positive object.
Yeah, well, there's a debate. This debate's still going on, by the way. There's still people who believe in Joe Nangba. So I don't know. Um, I don't want to get all sectarian about it, but basically emptiness can't be a positive thing ever. It has to be a lack. Okay? So just based on that, it's wrong. What else does he say? Huyen, read this.
He says it's a complete contradiction to say that the wording of the sutra, the commentary on the true intent, is to be taken completely literally. Lord Buddha says in the several ways that emptiness is the simple absence of something that does not exist, and at the same time says emptiness is not the simple exclusion of what we deny when we speak of no self.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, you can't say the sutra is completely literal and emptiness is not the simple exclusion of what we deny when we speak of no self. How many negatives are in that? Look, there's like 4. Emptiness, not, exclusion, and no. Emptiness, okay, is not, yeah, the simple exclusion. Yeah, so we are saying emptiness is the simple exclusion of what we deny.
And doesn't he say it's a complete contradiction to say? Like he's
Yeah,
starting it off with a negative?
no, for one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one and two can be both true. It's a contradiction that one and statements one and two are both true. That one, the wording is uh of the sutra is completely literal, and emptiness is not the simple exclusion.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, brain hurts. All right. Number six. Thank you, Hyun. Number six. Loan, please read.
Yes. Thank you, teacher. Give finally an illustration for each of these three lacks of a cell nature or attributes.
Yeah. Uh, construct is anything that doesn't really exist. Um, Shenwang is any changing thing, and like your body, I think they would say in the mind only school. And then totality is like the direct perception of emptiness. I don't know. Read this, Loan.
Yes. Constructs are like a flower that grow in mid-air.
Eh,
Not that
stop. Say constructs.
construct
No, structs.
structs
Good. Don't say grows.
grows
Grows.
grows.
Better. All right, keep going.
Not that. It doesn't exist, by the way, only that. It is only imaginary or an object in the mind.
Yeah, kuntak namke me tok tangdra. Tangdra is similar to a metok, a flower. Um, namka, namke in midair. Kuntak, uh, constructs are like that. Okay, read this.
Yeah. Dependent things are like a magic show. It doesn't appear to us that a part in our perception of the part
And our perception.
and our perception of the part are of the same substance in the sense of growing from the same karmic seed,
Say
but they
sense.
are
Sense.
sense.
Good.
So
Yeah.
there is the sense of an illusion,
Ooh, good. Sense. Perfect. Say illusion.
illusion,
Illusion. Jun. Jun.
illusion, illusion.
Ooh, very good. Shenwang Dangzra. Similar to an illusion. Guma. Dangja, similar. Guma, illusion. Shenwang. Shenwangs are like that, dependent things. Okay, one more.
Yeah. Totality is like empty space, a simply
Simple.
simple, yeah, simple lack of physical matter
Physical.
in the physical matter in the sense of being the simple lack of a non-existent self-nature.
Yeah. You translate. Dangja, Loan.
Or similar,
Yeah. To Namka?
okay, space, empty
Mm-hmm.
space,
Perfect. Youngjuk.
totally, total,
Totality.
totality.
Good. Yay! Good translation. You're a very good translator. All right, good. Yeah, young drupes are like empty space. It's a simple lack. Uh, just like you could say emptiness directly too. Okay, I did it. Even if you're not doing the courses, these are plant good seeds for you, okay? And then when you do the courses, you can use these classes to review. They'll be recorded, or they're being recorded. All right. All right. I'm going to take nap. Bye, everybody. Have a good
Thank you,
day.
teacher.
Take care.
Geshe
Bye.
Michael.
Thank you, translators.